Oh, perfect. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Court number 1 here at the 2021 Open Beach National Championships, presented by AVP Next Gold Tour. On the near side of your screen, you have Bailey Bars and Megan Gebhard. They are competing against Jessica Gaffney and Kim Hildreth. Early point goes to Gaffney and Hildreth. Attack error by Bailey Bars. Still very early here in set number 2. Gaffney and Hildreth lead. Hildreth back to serve. Picked up by Gebhard. Second contact by Bailey Bars. The lefty going to go off the block and out of bounds. Certainly having a lefty on your team changes the dynamic just a little bit. Spin serve is out of bounds. One of the fun things you see here on the tour, and it happens really at all the levels, is trying to figure out who your partner is long term. So you find yourself playing with a couple different partners. Just between the previous match and this one, we've seen some overlap. So Jess Gaffney having played with Savvy Simo, currently playing with Kim Hildreth, has also played with Carly Kahn as well as Katie Dickens. Here just in 2021, having played with Katie Dickens on July 23rd at the Beach Week AVP Next Gold Tournament. They finished 7th together. And then she combined with Savvy Simo actually last weekend in Laguna Beach for an Opens and had finished first. So that's always really fun. Having decided, I'm not sure if this is a decision made well in advance or if it was something they made the week leading up to it. Here we have Hildreth and Gaffney playing together in the 2021 Beach Open National Championships, the final event of the AVP Next season or calendar. Bailey Bars wearing the pineapple bottoms, as she wanted us to definitely know, with the kill off the southpaw. Gebhard back to serve, 4-2. Bars able to get really good penetration with her forearms over the net, waiting for Gaffney to make contact with that ball. That's going to be a block for Bars. Bars with another block at the net, showing a huge defensive prowess. Off the top, Bailey turning to make contact. Gebhard coming forward. That's going to be a kill for Jess Gaffney. They take a 1-point advantage, 5-4 here in set number 1. As I mentioned, Jess Gaffney coming off a first place finish at the Laguna Beach Open, having competed with Savvy Simo. Simo competing now with Tony Rodriguez in that previous match that we just saw here in court number 1.
Yeah, Kim Hildreth there with a service error, but you saw Gaffney reach up and grab the net. So, from a stats point, it was a net violation, not a service error. To cause the loss of point. She's working on saving the stats. Gotta appreciate it. Nice sack.
Gaffney with a soft touch over the top, showing cross, redirecting down the line. Great
Gaffney
swing by
having a little bit of
Gaffney.
fun over
Nice
there
set
at
by
Laguna
Hildreth.
Beach Open. She said it was a good time.
Just got to think about that, Dave. Think about the travel. So last weekend you're in Laguna Beach. You're 3 hours behind. Now a week later, you're 3 hours ahead on different sand, different location, different time zone, different partner.
I'm wondering if she was here early in the week to, work out. Because I know a couple of the other players I talked to, like Ian Bilko had come up and was, some people have the ability to work remote. So during the day, they're doing their day job, whether it's remote or, taking vacation. But in the evening, putting in the hours to train, get familiar with the environment and the surface that they're playing on. I wonder if Gaffney did the same thing after coming off a huge win like that and with a change in partner. We got 7-6 here. We're switching to the next point. Gebhard back to serve.
Gebhard with the service ace. Yes, there was a first contact. The second contact, unfortunately, not controlled, so I would give her the service ace from stats perspective. I'm sure there are people that might disagree.
Wow, good swing. Good aggressive swing from Hildreth.
Oh, that ball's going to be off. Gebhard having to step close backwards. It's a tough play, whether indoor or on the beach, having to get that gather approach or gather step
7-7.
to get backwards, then to jump up and into the ball. Unfortunately, that ball going into the net. And that brings us 7 apiece. That's our second switch here, Dave. Dave, tell me a little bit about, are we switching every 7 points?
Indeed we are. I mean, it's a traditional match play format, so we are switching on the 7s. It is at 2 to 21, 3 to 15, and that's what you're going to be seeing. Of course, in the third game, if it does go to 3, we're going to be switching on 5s, but that's just to give no advantage to either player throughout one of the sets. So they get, with the wind, with the different environmental factors, it makes to even out the game, so to speak, and give no advantage to either team throughout the match.
Gebhard looking to switch up the shot selection, slowing it down. Unfortunately, nicked the top of the net, did not clear. 1 point lead back to Gaffney and Hildreth. Gaffney back to serve.
Serve goes.
Serve is long.
Serve is long and out of bounds. Serve going just long again. Hildreth now serving 9 to 8 here on center court. Bouncer off the tape. Gaffney does her best to avoid it.
An attack error. Taking a look, Dave, I'm taking a look at Kim Hildreth, hailing from St. Petersburg, Florida. And just this, now this is combining both grass and beach. She's competed in what is her 10th event, if you count this one. She has teamed up with Katie Hogan for quite a few, having 2 first-place finishes.
9-10 here on center. Gebhard going to serve.
Both with Katie Hogan, the first coming on May 29th at the Rise Beach Tour, and then again at Dig the Beach Volleyball Series on the 7th of August. She had a second-place finish the week before on a beach event, Wapaka Boat Ride.
I'm going to tell you right now, Cal, I think 10 events seems vastly underestimated for how active she's been this season, because out of the 12 tour stops, I believe I've seen her at all of them, both grass and beach. And her partner, Katie Hogan, actually had a great time to sit down and talk with them and go through their experience at the Wapaka tournament. I mean, it was kind of a rainy situation. But yeah, Road Dogs, how about Ultimate Warriors? They've put in a lot of hours both training and competing throughout this season. I believe my first experience with Kim Hildreth was at the start of the AVP America Tour, part of the grass tour in Columbia, South Carolina at the Clash. And I believe she had either a second place finish at the Clash.
She, according to our stats here on the avpamerica.com website, she has 2 first-place finishes, a second place, a third place, and a 5th, all this year alone. Like that,
That's a successful season no matter how you slice it.
I'm having to imagine you're feeling pretty good. We're here at the technical timeout. We're going to step away from competition. My name is Kyle Holmeyer, alongside the voice of reason, Dave Shaw. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to action. Hildreth and Gaffney with a 3-point advantage, 12-9. They are serving. That'll cut the lead to 2.
Bailey getting the kill.
So I owe an apology. She's played in more than 10 events, and we were speaking specifically of Kim Hildreth. She actually competed in an event on the first of the year. She played with Sarah Schimmerhorn, and she is competed with.
I mean, Kim Hildreth is a road warrior, so she's played both in grass and beach events since the first of the year.
This is her 23rd event here in 2021. Hildreth switching up the shot selection, going short in front of the defenders.
Rockaway roll shot 13-10 here on center.
Dave, what do you think lends
back to serve.
to really successful careers? And I don't mean in terms of money, but playing the game for a long time and allowing these athletes to complete 23 events. I mean, that's averaging at least 2 events a month. And certainly they could be in the back-to-back weekends, or they could be at the tail ends, or the dragon head and tail, if you will.
Shot kill there at 11-13. Cal, what I'm seeing, I mean, if you follow a lot of these players at Instagram, you actually see what they're sharing as some of their conditioning and their preparation. And a lot of it goes to rehab and training and even adaptive training, looking at some of the, not just, strength training, but also like agility, like so flexibility, carrying after their joints, doing moderate PT, even though it's not required, not waiting for it to be required, to start utilizing that to provide that longevity.
Question about whether or not the ball had cleared the tape and whether or not there was a net contact. Bailey not really saying much. She thinks that that play should stand for itself. Hildreth and Gaffney not so sure.
12-13, Gebhard to serve.
Dave, you talked about recovery, if you will. I don't want to use rehab. I don't want to presume that anybody's injured. One of our on-site sponsors, UFOs, they can help relieve fatigue by 31%. UFOs making sandals, so something just to slip your feet onto. People not really realizing how important your feet are to both the longevity of your playing career, but also your livelihood.
Right, and it's all about your joints and making sure you have a great platform for it. UFOs with their UFOM technology, actually a perfect complement. And if you notice, one of the UFOs now spokespeople in what they call a mover, so to speak, from one of our corporate sponsors, is Katie Spieler. And she's such a beloved part of the sport, but an advocate for the UFOs and the recovery because of what they do for your joints, absorbing 30% more impact and providing that recovery at a faster pace, because of the specific design and that patented technology in the UFOM.
So what you might have just witnessed, for those of you who are more of the old school thought that you really can't use your open hands unless the ball is hard driven, is she took it, it was within her shoulders, the ball went directly, and it could have, not that she would have, but she could have gone forward or back with that. The ball was cleanly contacted. There wasn't a double, fell for a point. That's Hildreth's 3rd kill.
Wow,
Bailey with the second contact, finding the end line. That's her 5th kill. Her and her partner combining for 8 kills here in set number 1. Hildreth and Gaffney combining for 7 kills as we were 15-14 here in set number 1 on championship court. Bailey with a 3rd block.
Camping on that one. Perfect putback for the point.
Dave, that's Bailey's 3rd block for point right now. She's combining for 8 points in the positive. 3 might be in the negative. Her partner, Megan Gebhard, 4, and then 2. Again, being very offensive. Gaffney and Hildreth on the other side with 7 kills alone and 1 block to their team name.
And that's kind of surprising, given Gaffney's net prowess. Great reach, great extension, and great reads. Service loading, and then we got 16-15 here. Just a reminder, if you want to share the actual footage in the live stream here done by Streamography, you can find that on the YouTube channel. Let's go to youtube.com/AVP America. Check out all the games streamed all weekend long.
Picked up by Gebhard. Gebhard with a step close off the block. Has to go over.
Great pickup there again. Oh, scramble play. It's tight. Great hustle and play there. Great defense as a result in the point for Gaffney and Gebhard. I'm sorry, Gaffney and Hildreth.
Tough part. So Gebhard realizing that ball is going to be very tight to the net. She gets both her feet underneath her. She's in her mind thinking, okay, I can't really attack here super well. Maybe I can go up and block. And unfortunately, what happens is when you're looking up over, and especially when you don't really have a point of context to stabilize that peripheral or that spatial awareness, you kind of lose it, and unfortunately doesn't get all the way to the net. And that ball is going to go off her hands into the net and down. Timeout is requested by Bars and Gebhard. They trail 18-15. Dave, we're going to step away. We're going to hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back with you. My name is Kyle Holmeyer alongside the voice of reason, Dave Shaw.
Covered. Go see CrossNet in the black and yellow tent in Vendor Village.
Gebhard uncontested with the swing.
Gebhard
handling the serve from Gaffney.
Big swing cross
On the near side of your screen is Bailey Bars back to serve. Her partner is Megan Gebhard. She's at the net. She's giving blocking calls. So the hand signals you see behind her back, she's letting her know what she is going to take away. On the what is now the left side out of your view is going to be the opponents Jessica Gaffney and Kim Hildreth. Service ace by Bailey Bars.
We're switching sides.
That brings us within 17-18. They now have an advantage. Gaffney and Hildreth have actually led almost the entire set. Picked up by Bailey. So Gebhard's going to try to get her tight. Bailey's going to step close to the ball. Unfortunately, that ball is just long in the end line.
Monster swing, and it goes just long out of bounds.
That brings us to 18 apiece.
No. Right?
Hildreth back to serve. Gebhard handling that. Bailey high, going hard to the cross. Finds the sand. Gebhard with the kill. That is her 5th kill of the contest.
Cross-court shot for the kill. Did they not switch the scoreboard around?
Gebhard back to serve. They have a 1-point advantage, 19 serving 18. Or there's a question now about what the score actually might be.
There we go.
We were a little early, 18 all.
You forgot to switch the scoreboard around when they switch sides.
That's going to put Gaffney on the net. She's going to go over the top of the block of Bailey.
Gaffney, big reach, 19-18 here on center court.
3 out of the 4 attackers have 5 kills apiece right now. Hildreth doing a fantastic job throwing up a very hittable
LSU
ball.
With an outstanding math program.
Gebhard again handling that ball well. It's a little tight. Gebhard going hard to the cross.
Megan Gebhard.
She's doing a really nice job, Dave. She's getting both of her feet there. She's been really working the cross, but I'm wondering if she's trying to set herself up for what I like to refer to as the long con or the long play, and you're going to start seeing some more chops over the top of the block. Certainly everyone has different game plans. If a shot is open and you can take a hard-driven swing at it, certainly should. I'll be curious to see if that's something we see, especially as we're tight here. 19-18 in set number 1, or sorry, 19 all.
Drops early, and she's going to pay the price there. She sees the drop on the block. She's like, okay, she's too tight. She doesn't have the right hand speed or approach for a monster swing. She drops to play for the obvious cut shot. What a great job by Gaffney. Still able to get some hustle on that ball and go sharp angle away from both defenders for the kill. Got set point.
Set point, nicks the net. We're going to go over. Unfortunate missed timing. That is going to bring us to the end of set number 1, 21-19 in favor of Jess Gaffney. Really nice play here, opening up very close to the entirety of the set, Dave. The total kill count for both Bars and Gebhard is going to be 11. Gaffney and Hildreth combining for 9, but doing a really nice job, both serving well. Some unforced errors allowed them to gain that advantage. They win 21-19. Dave, we're going to take a brief pause. We'll come back to action after we hear from our sponsors.
I'm training for my 6th Olympics. More than ever before, I have to work hard to stay in shape. I run, I lift, I do yoga. That means sore knees, sore back, sore everything. KT Tape helps me push past the pain.
Used by athletes around the world and at home, just like you. KT Tape relieves the pain of aching muscles and joints. Perform at your best. Easy to apply. Use it for many common injuries. KT Tape. Train longer, finish stronger.
KT Tape works for me, it'll work for you.
On your screen, Rocks Volleyball, one of our proud corporate sponsors. Set 2 is underway. Megan Gebhard to serve. She and her partner, Bailey Bars, competing against Gaffney and Hildreth. Gaffney and Hildreth taking the opening set, 21-19. Gebhard with that first serve to open us up, and an ace. The service error will equalize 1 apiece. Going through the 2021 schedule alone, having only looked at Jess Gaffney, she has 4 first-place finishes across both beach and grass. That does include events that could be co-ed or triples. 1 second-place finish and 4 third-place finishes. A fantastic run here in 2021 for Jess Gaffney. I'll be able to get you a few more stats for both Hildreth, Gebhard, and Bars. We'll hope to bring that to you for all of our contestants competing here in the 2021 Beach Open National Championships from Clearwater, Florida. I believe that was Hildreth with the service ace, nicking the top of the net, shortening up that trajectory. That is her first ace of the match. Another great serve. Gebhard able to fend that one off. Bailey going high to Gebhard. Gebhard off the top of the hands to the far left corner of your screen. That's her first kill here in set number 2. Bailey Bars back to serve. The ball's going to go tight. Gaffney's able to get a touch on it. I think there was some hope that ball might be out of bounds Bailey probably wondering, okay, that's the ball I probably can run down. It's going to fall for a point. 4-2 here early in set number 2. Gaffney heads back to the service line. Another use of the equipment. Gaffney with now her second service ace. That'll bring about our first side switch. 5 serving 2. Going for the soft roll just over the net, the walk the dog, if you will. Miss timing that hand contact. That ball's going to find the net. The largest lead of the match for Gaffney and Hildreth. Gebhard's swing is uncontested. Really nice job. I think a couple unforced errors. She's really happy to finally get her feet there. I think that's going to allow her to build that confidence for this next attempt, which she does choose to switch up the roll, making it more of an off-speed shot. Hitting a hybrid, tossing what would be a float, but creating some topspin. Gaffney's swing is off the platform of Gebhard and out of bounds. That's the second kill for Gaffney. As Dave mentioned earlier, a lot of the game when you only have 2 players, yes, the court is smaller, but you're trying to take away a shot. You're trying to force your opponent into a shot either they don't want to hit or a favorable defensive positioning for your team that allows you to transition out. Hildreth with the standing float. Ball goes over. The sidewinder from Gaffney goes out of bounds. That's definitely a play that she's going to want back. Really favorable opportunity there. And certainly maybe the ball was trailing to outside of her right attacking shoulder. Wasn't able to get a good hand placement on it. Or she was trying to hit that shot in front of the defenders instead of just hitting a hard-driven ball. First contact goes over, but Gaffney's ball goes over the nets, redirected by Gaffney. 4-point advantage to Hildreth and Gaffney by the kill of Gaffney.
Gaffney back to the service line, 8-4 here.
Gaffney choosing to go short. Shot. We've seen that 3 times now. Going to go over on one, just wide of the end line.
Long. Hildreth going for the aggressive deep pass.
That really speaks volumes to your defensive reading, which is your ability to look at what the opponent is doing, picking up maybe a tell, maybe the approach angle, maybe tendencies, and getting yourself there, and then being able to then redirect that ball deep over the top into that deep corner.
Here on center court. And you know what, Hildreth, good read there. I mean, she went for the aggressive play. Yesterday, with the wind being a much bigger factor, that ball being that fast and going that deep wouldn't have gone anywhere near the corner. Would have been blown in about 5 feet. So, I mean, Hildreth, good read, and was only missing painting that corner by a mere inch or 2.
Gebhard over the top of Gaffney.
Over the top of the block of Gaffney for the point. 6-9 here as Bailey Bars goes back to serve. Knuckle pokey by Gaffney. Bars gets a piece of it, but it's going to be 10-6 here on center.
Gaffney back to serve. Gebhard is in front of her. That's going to cause Bailey to have to run down. Gebhard, a little awkward of a jump and a swing, but it finds the end line.
Rockaway set, gets the kill.
Dave, we're seeing a lot of pressure right now by Hildreth and Gaffney on Gebhard. making her serve receive a lot of balls, which means then she has to transition to attack. And she's done a really good job. Again, I'm wondering if she's trying to set herself up to create a more favorable shots down the line. We haven't seen her hit a ton. She did hit one recently over the top of Gaffney that fell. She heads back to the service line. Her partner, Bailey Bars, to block.
Here we go. Great. Oh, look at the extension there from Gaffney.
Gaffney's fourth kill here in set number 2.
11-7.
That is actually her 10th kill overall, spanning back to set number 1. And her partner took set number 1, 21-19. They lead 11-7. Hildreth back to serve. Hitting that standing float. Gaffney at the net. She's going to take away something. Gebhard has to go short. Bailey going to go over. Touches it a second contact. That's going to be a block for Gaffney. That's Gaffney's first block here in set number 1. They lead by 5, 12-7, Dave.
That's a huge lead right now. I mean, you talk about keeping your head in the game, and the mental prowess that you see in the last match, you're going to see that all day long in this women's open. It's a very sharp, and it's an intellectual game as much as it is a physical game, and these ladies are sharp, both in the mental aspects as well as the physical for this game. A 5-point deficit literally can mean absolutely nothing once an aggressive server comes up.
Really nice job by Gebhard getting her feet there. She probably broad jumped a little more than I think she would have liked, but she sees that Gaffney is dropping off the net, and so she decides to switch up her shot selection. I think as a result of that, maybe broad jump is going over the top of the retreating defender. Bars back to serve, handled by Gaffney. Gaffney's switching it up, but Hildreth goes over on 2, excuse me. Gebhard to swing again, dug by Hildreth. It's going to be tight. Gebhard's going to play it. She's going to try to give herself a favorable opportunity off the platform of Gaffney. Bars with her first kill here in set number 2. And we're at our technical timeout, Dave. We're going to take a brief intermission. I'm Kyle Holmeyer alongside the voice of reason, Dave Shaw, the voice of the AVP Gold Tour. We'll be back with you after a word from our sponsors.
Training for my 6th Olympics. More than ever before, I have to work hard to stay in shape. I run, I lift, I do yoga. That means sore knees, sore back, sore everything. KT Tape helps me push past the pain.
Used by athletes around the world and at home, just like you. KT Tape relieves the pain of aching muscles and joints. Perform at your best. Easy to apply. Use it for many common injuries. KT Tape. Train longer, finish stronger.
KT Tape works for me, it'll work for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, back to action here on center court. We are on set number 2. And we got Bailey Bars at the service line looking to tie it up right here. We got 11-12. That's right, David Shaw, the voice of reason here alongside the truth, Kyle Holmeyer. Thank you all for joining us for Beach Nationals here in beautiful Clearwater Beach, Florida at the Sheraton San Siesta Key. Great shot there, and picked up by Gaffney. Hildreth underneath it, squares up perfectly for what a set from the end line.
Picked up by Bailey. Gebhard's putting Bailey tight. Is Bailey going to out-jump her? She's able to joust at the net.
Joust, and a smile as big as her joust right there. Tied up at 12. Timeout has been called.
Hildreth
here
and
on
Gaffney
center
are
court.
requesting a timeout. Dave, we're going to take a brief intermission. I'm going to try to add up all the total finishes first through third through these 4 athletes. I just have to make sure I can figure out and be smarter than the website. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
I'm training for my 6th Olympics. More than ever before, I have to work hard to stay in shape. I run, I lift, I do yoga. That means sore knees, sore back, sore everything. KT Tape helps me push past the pain.
Used by athletes around the world and at home, just like you. KT Tape relieves the pain of aching muscles and joints. Perform at your best. Easy to apply. Use it for many common injuries. KT Tape. Train longer. Finish stronger.
KT Tape works for me. It'll work for you.
Slippers, no shoes, Hibachi for the cruise, green bottles to the head, McKenna fully pumping. You got me surfing till my eyes all red. Oh, oh, fire in the sky. Oh, oh, give thanks for this life.
No, but I love the stat break.
Right back to action. Gaffney with the kill. So we were tied up there. So Gaffney and Hildreth, Dave, they had a 5-point advantage. That was the largest lead in both the first and second set. Gebhard doing a really good job with her partner Bars. Bars was able to come away with the joust there in that previous point that led to the timeout. And right now they're only down by 1. Gebhard doing a pretty good job keeping that play in front of her. She's doing a good job off center here. Let's see if she can get a transition kill. Soft shot by Hildreth.
Hildreth with a high loopy roll. Keeping it tight to the tape for the kill. And Kyle, you know, I hate to prove the point that I'm right, but I mean, we talked about it right before this. It was a 12-7 gap, right? We said a 12-7 gap in Women's Open at this level of play means nothing. And right there, you saw them close it and rally back, and now it's 13-14 as Gebhard goes back to serve.
Dave, that's Gebhard's 12th kill here in the match, her
Megan
6th
Gebhard
in the
back to
set.
serve here on center court.
She's having to do a lot, not because she's an inferior player. It's because Hildreth and Gaffney said, hey, our game plan is to make her work really, really hard. And if she beats us, good for her. But she's going to have to beat us. We're going to try to take Bailey out of as much as possible. And I would have to commend them because I think they're doing a good job. But there's Bailey, overpass kill.
Bars on the overpass, tied it up 14 apiece. And we're switching sides, ladies and gentlemen, here on center court. Tied up again here in set number 2. It is best 2 out of 3, so don't be surprised to see this one go to a third set, Kyle.
And that third set, if necessary, will only be played to 15. Win by 2.
Serve again, 14 all here on center court.
But they will switch every 5 points if we do make it to that third and final set. Gebhard back to serve. That's going to take Hildreth behind. She's going to try to create more angles for herself, able to take away what is your near side, right side of the court for the kill. That is Hildreth's 4th kill here in set number 2. That brings her to 7 total. There's the parity right there, Dave. So you're seeing her, a fantastic player, is scoring. I'd have to imagine her attacking percentage right now is incredibly high, but she's not getting the opportunities because they're going to make Gaffney beat them, and that means that she has to pass, she has to transition, block, and get the kill. And right now, both teams, I can't say that one is working better than the other. Big swing by Bailey Bars down the line. That brings us to 15 all.
Here. That's yours. I moved it outside so you can grab it. It was back here. Oh, block for point by Megan Gebhard.
Dave, it might be hard to believe that is Gebhard's
right
first
there. We got
block of the
16-15.
contest.
That's right. They're pulling ahead. You know, they closed the gap, and now they're taking charge and taking the lead. It's a good transition for them. So what we're seeing here We got Bailey Bars back at the service line. She's looking to kind of make a push here. And perfect deep spot for the ace serve, and that's exactly what she was hoping for. Perfect high loopy serve. Lands just inside that line. 17-15. Bailey Bars back to serve.
Bars with her second service ace of the contact between her and Gebhard. They've combined for 4. Gaffney and Hildreth for 2. Gaffney's going to be attacking here. Someone out of the center of the court. I think Gebhard's winning that one back.
Gaffney on the outside, 16-17. Hildreth going back to serve. And you saw here last game we had Savvy Simo. Now we got Bailey Bars. It sounds like a couple of Marvel characters here on center court.
And they've had a lot of success playing as partners with each other, Dave. They've played anywhere from just a handful of tournaments to 23, as we mentioned for Hildreth. Between Hildreth and Gaffney, combining for 11 first-place finishes, and again, not always playing with each other as partners.
Scramble play on both sides of the tape, tied up at 17. And you see there, Gaffney with a block. You see Bars able to pick it up and send it over so close to the tape there, and Gaffney picking it up. Hildreth able to get the execution and make that play for a point. We now have 17 serving 16.
And that's Hildreth's
17-17, correction.
all tied up 17 apiece. Hildreth's 5th kill. This is her most kills in either of the sets. But Bailey with the redirect, soft off the southpaw. Gebhard back to serve. Gebhard and Bars right now combining for a total of 22 kills. Hildreth with a fantastic pass. Gaffney's putting her in a very hittable spot. It's run down by Gebhard. Going overhead. Gebhard with a big swing off the hands of Gaffney and out of bounds. Gebhard's 7th kill. That brings her to a total of 13 kills here. (19-17). That's going to come over, but it's picked up by Gebhard. Bars is going to come over. She does. That brings us to set point number 1 here in set number. Wait.
Net violation is being called.
Bars in disbelief. The officiating crew saying that they believe they saw a net violation. And the hard part is there's a little bit of a wind, Dave. It's actually pushing the net out. You might be able to tell from our current angle. You can kind of see the net pushing just a little bit onto what is now currently Gebhard and Bars' side.
But the wind causing that net violation is not a factor involved. A net violation is a net violation. So, I mean, hair, hat, and sunglasses do not count as part of the contact. However, wind causing, if the wind shifts and all of a sudden that net bows out an extra inch or two, that is still going to be a net violation.
19-18. Gebhard looking to side out quickly here. It's going to be tight. Gaffney has a chance. But Gebhard able to beat the block of Gaffney and the defender of Hildreth.
Making it set point here, 20 serving 18. Bailey Bars back to serve.
You know, Dave, you're feeling it. There's nothing you can do about it, right? They called it. I can appreciate that they moved on. They sided out right away. They didn't let that weigh on them. They now have set point opportunity number 1. They'll have 2 opportunities here. Gaffney off the hands of Gebhard and out of bounds.
Kim Hildreth with an emphatic yes. Making it 19-20. Hildreth back at the service line. I just wanted to use emphatic today, and I'm so glad I was able to.
It's a great use. It's something everyone should add to their vernacular, which is different than your vocabulary.
Yes, sir. Indeed. By the way, the word of the day thesaurus calendar is really paying off for you, Kyle.
Subscribe to that at Merriam-Webster.com. That brings us to the end of set number 2. Gebhard going through the block.
Set, ladies and gentlemen, here on center court.
Dave, we're going to come back after a very brief intermission. We'll start set number 3. We're going to play to 15, still win by 2. We'll switch every 5 points. Gebhard able to do an amazing job. She had to really carry that load. That was the game plan by Gaffney and Hildreth, saying, hey, if Gebhard's going to beat us, good for her. And she was able to do that. That brings us to that 3rd and final set here in the 2021 Open National Championships presented by the AVP Next Gold Tour in Clearwater, Florida. I'm Kyle Holmeyer alongside the voice of reason, Dave Shaw. We'll be right back with you after a brief message from our sponsors.
center court, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to set number 3.
Welcome back to center court, court number 1. We're here in the start of the third set.
Big
Each
swing,
team
Hildreth.
taking a set. Hildreth with a attack area to open
Big
up set
swing
number 3.
On the right side for Hildreth. That's going to go wide. Gebhard back to serve.
Dave, I mentioned in our previous match, we talked about all of them are only worth 1 point. So it's okay. You're going to have attack areas. It's really important. You don't dwell on them. You move on. This is the time to have those errors early on. You're going to be able to fight through it. You're going to get more opportunities.
what a
Bars with the
Bailey
block.
Bars. Block avoided by Miss Bailey Bars.
Both teams playing incredible volleyball right now.
Her initials are BB, but a block like that, it blocks like a 12 gauge. Forceful. Gebhard back to serve. 2 points up, bro. Here we go. Good float serve going to Hildreth. Hildreth on the right
Nice
side.
set for Hildreth.
Good
Hildreth
lead.
going cross court. Gebhard
Hildreth
taking her
bringing a
opportunity to
heat
relive the
cross court.
matrix and
We
get
got
out of the
1 to
way.
2. Hildreth back to serve. Dude, you see Hildreth getting not just her shoulder behind her, she gets all of her body, who brings her momentum into that swing, and that's what's going to lead to the kill. Great aggressive lean in and loom in for that attack.
Service error by Gaffney and Hildreth. That's going to give the point and ball back to Gebhard and Bars.
Bars now serving, bud.
Bars is back to serve. 3-1 here. And we're going to switch on the next point as we're only playing to 15.
Great catch, Kyle.
Big swing by Gaffney
with
off the
Bill on
top.
The side switch. We got 2 serving 3.
Dave, is there a technical timeout here in the third set?
It is, and it's going to be in the set to 7 or in the sets to 21. You saw it at 21 points. Here you're going to see it at 15. So again, very similar in the matchup in the setup for this, for both inside switches and technical timeouts. to add
Great pass by
consistency.
Gebhard. Bars
good
is
pickup.
intercepted, but Bars is able to get a second contact.
Oh, that
Picked
was
up by
a nice
Hildreth. Going back. Hildreth has to step close, hit a shot just wide of the line. 4-2.
Hildreth going down the line trying to clip the block, but Bars lays off it. That's going to go wide. 4-2 on center.
So right now you're seeing the pressure being put on by Hildreth. She has the capability. She's trying to make difficult plays for her opponents. Unfortunately, just going wide of the line. And when that happens, you kind of can say, hey, I read that. I'm seeing it out of bounds. I'm going to let that one go. Gebhard back to serve.
Good float serve. That's long, though. Serve goes long and out of bounds. We got 3 to 4 here. Set number 3 to 15. Hildreth now serving.
Hildreth with the spin off the top. Bars picks it up, but
Tight.
Gebhard puts it tight.
Gaffney
Joust at
with
the net.
block. Going
Oh,
over.
great play. It's going to be deep.
That
Free ball
towards the
kill.
Very last piece of the line, and that's all you need for the point. 5 to 3. Bailey Bars.
Dave, was that Bailey Bars with the free ball kill?
It was a free ball kill all day for Miss Bars. Somehow she paid it forward because that was a good karma free ball kill.
The sun has decided to break free of the clouds. We have
Nice
perfect conditions here. Just a little bit of
Gaffney
wind.
Using the block for the kill, 4 to 5, and we're switching on the next point. Jess Gaffney back to the service line.
Gaffney deciding to go high off the hands. Gebhard wishing she would have just kind of finished that last little bit. Palms back into the middle of the court. That one's going to go wide of the line.
Good aggressive low flying serve from Gaffney. When
Gebhard with
the
the step close.
Gebhard bringing some thunder on that one, going down the line for the kill. 6 to 4 as we switch sides.
Gebhard with her first kill here in set number 3. That brought us to our second
Katie
set
Hogan at
switch.
the end line there, Paige.
5 points away from our technical timeout here in set number 3. Hildreth and Gaffney taking set number 1, 21 to 19. Gebhard and Bars taking set number
Love
2,
you too.
21 to 19. Hildreth taking it out of the net. Gaffney with a high swing, intercepted by Bars. Bars tries to take the second one as well. That's going to go off Gebhard's defensive hands and out of bounds, or actually into the sand. That's going to be a point for Gaffney and Hildreth. They bring themselves within 1. On the left side of your screen, Hildreth back to serve her partner Gaffney at the net. They're serving on forced error. That's a service error by Hildreth, that's actually her second service error here in set number 3 alone. And I believe her second first service error missed, but back-to-back service errors by Bars. That brings us 6-7, 1 point advantage to Bars and her partner Gebhard. Gebhard's having to take a lot of the load right now, receiving a ton of the service receptions. She's doing a really good job. Hopefully she can continue passing that ball up to her partner so her partner can deliver a hittable ball and she can get her feet there and take a good swing. Soft roll by Bars with the last little step close there. Able to gather, leaving herself the cross court or down the line. Gaffney having to choose something.
Gebhard back to serve here. On center court, 8-6.
2 points away from our technical timeout. Dave, does the technical timeout occur if there's a timeout called prior to then?
Hey, the technical timeout happens regardless.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to be heading into right now, Kyle. That ball goes long out of bounds. We got 9-6. We're switching sides, and a technical timeout being taken here on center.
We'll be right back with you after a brief intermission and a word from our sponsors.
Hibachi for the cruise, bring bottles to the head. McKenna fully pumping. You got me surfing till my eyes oh. Oh, oh, fire in the sky. Oh, oh, give thanks for this life.
I'm training for my 6th Olympics. More than ever before, I have to work hard to stay in shape. I run, I lift, I do yoga. That means sore knees, sore back, sore everything. KT Tape helps me push past the pain.
Used by athletes around the world and at home, just like you. KT Tape relieves the pain of aching muscles and joints.
Welcome back. Court number 1. We are in set number 3. Each team having split the first and second set. Gebhard back to serve. Her team leads 9-6.
Great shot there, going down
Now with only a 2-point advantage.
7-9 here. Give me Hildreth back to serve. These are nice. Sorry, my. Oh, there we go.
Picked up by Bars. Bars has a good angle.
Bars.
There's a discrepancy. One saying in, one saying out.
There. Right at the end line.
You're not able to see her, but the coach for Hildreth and Gaffney saying, hey, that ball was in. They originally had called that one out. That brings us 10-7.
Gotta
Bars
appreciate
back
the
to
honor
serve.
call from even the sideline, the coach. You know, great to see the sportsmanship.
Absolutely. Bars the left tee. Hildreth going high to Gaffney. Gaffney's intercepted by Gebhard.
Gebhard with a block for point 11-7.
That is the second block for Gebhard. Her last one coming in set number 1, so quite a few points. She's feeling pretty good to have finally gotten that one. Again, a lot of points left here. It's 11-7. We're only playing to 15, win by 2. And we're going to switch every 5.
There you go. Nice set. Beautiful.
Gaffney with the step close, but it's picked up by Bars, just out of the reach of Gebhard.
Smart roll shot there going cross court. Ball for the point. 8-11 here. Jess Gaffney back to serve.
Of the 8 points for Gebhard for Gaffney and Hildreth, 6 of them are coming by the offensive hand. And for Gebhard and Bars, only 4 from the offensive hand.
And you know what? When you look at the approach and the step close, like as you mentioned from Gaffney, and then also the smart play on how she put that roll shot down. The defender ended up putting it behind her, even though she got the contact. So she has the moves. I've heard the moves like Jagger. It's moves like Gaffney that are paying off right now.
Gebhard with another kill. It's going to bring about our 4th side switch. 3 points away from a match. Excuse me, 2 points away from a match point opportunity.
Megan Gebhard back at the service line, 12 serving 8.
I mean, if you go 2 for 1 here, Dave, you're feeling pretty good. You're still in the match, 2 for 1. You'd be down by 2, but you're still in it. You're going to have to side out right away. Hildreth going over the top, deep to the corner. There's a request by Bars. Great angle here. You see Bars conversing with the officiating crew. This angle brought to you by Streamography. Dave, I think it's one of the best angles for volleyball. And I do say that I think a bit of a bias as a volleyball coach and a previous athlete in a former life is seeing the game, seeing the prowess of these athletes, seeing the angles that you don't always get from that sideline or net view, if you will.
Right, and I mean, what you're seeing here is it's almost like POV or life of the player, and a great shout out to Streamography for providing the different vantage points to help illustrate the athletic prowess of these players and helping us attain what these players are seeing on the court.
Bars is back to serve, 13 serving 9.
At the service line, 13 serving 9.
First service error there from Bars, and I don't mean her first service error, I mean her first serve attempt error, which is going to essentially cancel out that side out point opportunity. 10-13, Gaffney back to serve.
My question is, if the serve wasn't out of bounds, would they have called the football? Which one comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Foot fault should have been called at the moment of contact, Dave, which they maybe didn't see it.
Here on center, Megan Gebhard back at the service line.
Gebhard is back to the service line. That's her 3rd kill in set number 3. 18 overall here in this match.
Bro, you got credentials? Does he have credentials? Yep. Okay, all right. If you're with AVP, that's fine. With who? You check in over the
You can appreciate AVP America taking this very seriously, both for the athletes and also their own interests, making sure people that are taking pictures, especially from a professional standpoint, are credentialed. People aren't wandering around trying to keep this environment as safe as we possibly can. Unfortunate service error at the end of this match. That brings us two sets to 1 in favor of Gebhard and Bars. They take set number 2, 21-19, and then 15-11. Gaffney and Hildreth taking set number 1, 21-19. Gebhard combining for 18 kills across the 3 sets. Her partner, Bars, combining for 13. Gaffney chips in with 18 kills herself. Her partner, Hildreth, combining for 10 kills. Fantastic play going down to the wire. Started to break away just a little bit. I'm excited to see both these teams have an opportunity to compete. We'll be right back with you with more action here on court number 1. Dave, do you have anything that you'd like to share with us?
Honestly, Kyle, it's been an honor working with you. I mean, the voice of reason alongside the truth, Kyle Holmeyer. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be bringing you action all weekend long here as part of the 2021 Beach Nationals. Coming to you live from Sheridan Sand Key Resort here in beautiful Clearwater Beach. We'll see you on the other side of these messages.
stay in shape. I run, I lift, I do yoga. That means sore knees, sore back, sore everything. KT Tape helps me push past the pain.
Used by athletes around the world and at home, just like you. KT Tape relieves the pain of aching muscles and joints. Perform at your best. Easy to apply. Use it for many common injuries. KT Tape. Train longer. Finish stronger.
KT Tape works for me. It'll work for you.
Slippers, no shoes, Hibachi for the cruise, ring bottles to the head, McKenna fully pumping. You got me surfing till my eyes all red.